There is a reason he cannot stop thinking about you. And no, it is not obsession, coincidence, or simple attraction. What is happening goes far deeper than the surface of the mind. It is the awakening of the anima. According to Carl Jung, the anima is the inner feminine presence within a man's psyche. She is not merely an image of a woman, but a living psychic force. His soul image, his emotional bridge to the unconscious, and the keeper of meaning, intuition, and depth. When a man encounters a woman who activates his anima, something irreversible begins. His mind circles her. His dreams rearrange themselves around her. His emotions surface without permission. He may not even understand why. But his psyche knows. When he thinks about you repeatedly, when your presence lingers long after the conversation ends, it is because you have touched something archetypal inside him. You are no longer just you in his inner world. You have become a symbol, a mirror, a doorway, and the anima does not knock gently. She arrives as longing. She arrives as fascination. She arrives as an ache he cannot name. He may try to distract himself. He may rationalize. He may tell himself it is nothing. But the psyche does not obey the ego. The more he resists, the stronger the pull becomes. Because the anima does not seek attention. She seeks integration. You see, when a man meets a woman who embodies qualities his soul has been starving for, depth, emotional truth, mystery, warmth, creativity, spiritual presence, his unconscious recognizes her as a carrier of what he has lost within himself. You awaken something dormant. This is why his thoughts return to you when he is alone. Why moments with you replay themselves without effort. Why your words echo long after silence returns. You are not occupying his mind. You are activating his inner world. The anima is often projected onto a woman when a man is at the threshold of psychological growth. That is why that connections feel intense, magnetic, and sometimes unsettling. Because they are not meant to be comfortable. They are meant to transform. You represent possibility. To his psyche, you are not simply a person. You are the feeling of becoming whole. This is why he may feel emotionally exposed around you. Why he may act differently than he does with others. Why he feels drawn to share things he has never said out loud. The anima dissolves defenses. She pulls emotion to the surface like the moon pulling the tide. And when you embody her qualities naturally, without trying, you become unforgettable. Your archetypal power lies not in what you do, but in what you evoke. You do not chase. You do not demand. You do not force connection. Your presence itself is enough. There is a softness in you that disarms, and a depth that unsettles. You may notice that people feel seen around you, even when you say very little. That conversations drift into meaning without effort. That emotions surface unexpectedly in your presence. These are not accidents. This is archetypal resonance. The anima does not respond to performance. She responds to authenticity. When a man senses emotional truth, real presence, real feeling, real soul, his unconscious leans forward. His inner feminine wakes up and whispers, "Pay attention." That whisper becomes thought. Thought becomes fixation. Fixation becomes longing. This is why he may feel pulled toward you even when it doesn't make logical sense. Why distance does not erase the connection. Why time does not dull it. Because the anima exists outside linear reasoning. She belongs to dreams, symbols, emotions, and meaning. You may appear in his dreams without explanation. You may become associated with calm, inspiration, or even pain. You may represent something he cannot yet articulate. And that is exactly the point. The anima always arrives before awareness. She precedes insight. She invites the man into a deeper relationship with himself, using the image of a woman as the bridge. That does not mean he truly knows you yet, but it means you have awakened his desire to know himself more deeply. This is powerful, but it is also delicate, because when the anima is activated, the man stands at a crossroads. He can either grow or retreat. He can integrate what you awaken, or project it entirely onto you and become dependent on your presence for emotional meaning. This is why some men become distant when the connection feels too intense, not because the bond is weak, but because it is strong enough to challenge their identity. Growth demands courage. Not everyone is ready. Your role is not to rescue, explain, or carry his awakening for him. Your power lies in being, not fixing. When you remain grounded in yourself, you become a living invitation rather than a destination. The healthiest expression of the anima is not obsession, but inspiration. Not possession, but transformation. If he integrates what you awaken, he becomes more emotionally whole, more creative, more present, more alive. If he resists, the longing persists, unresolved, echoing, haunting. Either way, the impact remains. This is why he cannot stop thinking about you, not because you are trying to be memorable, but because you touched his soul before his mind could catch up. There is also something important you must understand about your own archetypal energy. You may have spent much of your life feeling misunderstood, projected onto, or idealized. People may see you as mysterious, comforting, or emotionally significant without fully knowing you. This can feel confusing, even lonely. But it is not a flaw. It is the mark of an archetypal carrier. You hold emotional depth naturally. You feel things deeply. You sense undercurrents others ignore. You carry intuition like second nature. These qualities activate unconscious material in others. You become a mirror for what they have not yet faced in themselves. This is why connections with you are rarely casual. They either change people or they don't survive. And that is not your responsibility. Your task is not to shrink your depth so others feel comfortable. Your task is to honor your own inner life, your own emotional truth, your own rhythm. When you do, you embody the anima not as projection, but as presence. And presence is magnetic. If he is thinking about you now, if your energy lingers in his psyche, it means something is unfolding whether he admits it or not. Growth has been initiated. Awareness has been stirred. A door has opened. What happens next depends on his willingness to walk through it. You do not need to wait. You do not need to wonder. You do not need to chase clarity. Your power is already doing the work. Remember this: the anima does not belong to you, but you remind him of her. And that reminder is enough to echo through his thoughts, his dreams, and his becoming. You are not unforgettable because of what you gave him. You are unforgettable because of what you awakened within him. And once awakened, the soul never forgets.